Hey folks, Rob from Mountain Block Moments. This morning we're just going to take a little bit of video of where we're up to with the pigs. Show you how I move the little piglets in the orchard, and we'll have a look at what damage the big pigs have done in about 7 days in the enclosure they're in. So we're going to have to move them again, and yeah, when we get over there we'll have a bit of a talk about them. Alright, so every morning I move the piglets to a new spot. So we'll just go through how I do that. Hey piglies. Move our little shade structure. They've been under the trees over there. Haven't really needed this. Probably going to get in the way there. Very keen, aren't you, little piglies? Keep them busy while they eat their pellets. Of course it's going to grab on the gate. So I actually want to move them that way a little. The gate was just the timber gate that's there. We use for growing peas and things on. And I just want it to be just that side of that poinciana tree there. I need to get another gate. This one does not drag very well at all. I think I still want to come this way actually. Yeah. Yep, that'll do. Definitely going to have to set the shade up again from today. Little piglets eating the pellets, and where they've all ploughed up through here. So go for a walk up through the orchard where we've had them. We're just mulching behind them, a little way behind them at the moment, but we'll get there. So that's all bamboo mulch, all put in through there under the avocado trees. It'll be another job for Alex to do today. The shade for them. We'll go and get them, turn the water on, get them some fresh water, and get them some sweet potatoes. We'll rake this all back in as well. So the pigs do a pretty good job of turning it up. Probably need to keep a, if we'll have a look at it later. If you took the pigs out at the right time, they wouldn't leave all these holes. They sort of just dig it all up. But once you've left them in there for too long, they leave holes and trample it all down. It's not as fluffy as when they first go in there. Yeah, they pack it down a lot after they've been in there for overnight. Generally it sort of takes them a couple of hours to dig it all up. And then they spend the rest of the time packing it back down. Alright, let's go and turn the pump on. Take this feed tray out. Just an old shower tray actually. Trying to minimise the waste. Well, at least I can see that they're not wasting it when you throw it on the ground. I'm not 100% sure whether they've wasted it or not. I don't think they do. I think pigs probably get everything that that you put in there. Doesn't matter what you put them in, they just start digging. So the idea is going to be, Kel's been keen to create a food forest in the orchard for a long time, and the pigs are going to be part of that. It's just amazing to see how much ground they dig up in such a short time. So we're thinking of running the pigs back through a second time, but only leaving them on each spot just long enough for them to sort of root it up and incorporate the mulch we've put on. And once they've done that, move them again and then plant something behind them. Yes, I could watch the pigs tearing up ground for a long time. It's very interesting to watch them. They love their work. That ground is so hard and they just tear into it. I think it's going to be a big part of our gardening and yardening. Even over in our actual raised garden beds, we've got two little pigs in there, two of the runts out of here. We'll have a look at them as well. They're over there turning those garden beds over. But we're going to get some sweet potatoes for these. Yes, massive amount of sweet potatoes grown around the Bundaberg region. And these, believe it or not, are seconds. So you can get about 400 kilos for $20 to $25 per bin, so they're 400 kilo bins. And the pigs love them. Doesn't always work when the potato gets caught on the end. So the piglets get 2 buckets a day, one in the morning and one at night. The big pigs are getting 2 buckets morning and night. We're still sort of seeing whether that's going to work or not. And the 2 porkers are getting a bucket a day. They're getting pellets as well. The big pigs aren't getting pellets, just too expensive. So the porkers, I just keep an eye on whether they've eaten all of their sweet potatoes or not, and adjust how many sweet potatoes I put in there. There you go, piglies. So yep, moving them all the time has been good for the piglets. They coming along quite nicely. They definitely don't smell at all when you can move them every day. Move them onto a fresh patch every day. Yeah, they're looking good. Alright, let's go. And we've got donkeys to let out and other pigs to feed and sheep to let out. So go and do that. Get the 2 buckets for the big pigs. Oh. I haven't quite worked out yet how quickly they eat 400 kilos of sweet potatoes. But I would say I'm in the vicinity of somewhere near 400 kilos a week. So the pigs do eat. But it's definitely cheaper than feeding them 100 kilos of pellets, that's for sure. Hey, Mr. Chompy. So I need to spread the sweet potatoes out, because if you put them in one spot, Mr. Chompy stands over it and keeps the girls off it. Another big sow that's in there does the same. So, yes. If they can all get around and chase them up, they seem to do all right at it. Everyone gets a fair go at it. All right, we'll have a look at what they've done. Yeah, they've been in there for a bit over 7, 8 days maybe. And yes, there's not a lot of anything left in there. I'm sort of experimenting with how much they'll flatten it back out. Because they had it all rooted up. In big piles there at one stage. So they are flattening it out a little bit. I did find the big electric fence unit put away safely. So it's got a fair bit more punch in it. The bottom wire is actually shorting out where the pigs are rooting the dirt up onto it. So I've set it up so that that middle wire is live and goes all the way around live, and then comes back into that bottom wire. sort of only got enough punch in it to get to where it first shorts out, and then the rest of that bottom wire is pretty much dead. You can see here they just roll so much grass and crap onto that bottom wire. I don't know what the solution is there. The next pen that I do, I'm going to keep that bottom wire up a whole lot more, but in the interest of educating them when we first got them, I thought it was important to keep that bottom wire down. Yeah, it'd be absolute dead short there. The earth wire and the live wire are touching each other. But yeah, they seem to have got the idea of the electric fence before they got to that point, so they haven't really put too much pressure on it. But we're going to move them, create another little paddock for them. From what I've seen, the boar has serviced all the sows, but we'll have to see if it works. So I'd say we're 30 days, give him another 30 days in with all of them, and then we'll put them in pig tractors, like I've got the little porkers, and a different setup to how I've got the piglets, but how I've done the sheep. So we'll go and feed the porkers. I'll have to ring up and find out how long the sweet potato factories are closing down for, because at that I'll need more sweet potatoes before New Year's. Right, let's go and look at these porkers. Morning, porky pigs. Ugh, sweet potatoes. And just need water. Oh, you like to bite though. You're way too big to bite. So these two have quietened down a lot since we got them, which is what happens, I guess, when you're hand feeding them all the time and get to talk to them. Both of them like scratches. The lighter fella is inclined to chomp though, and their teeth are way too big to be getting chomped on. So yeah, if you saw the pig videos when I moved them there, I've sprayed them with Maldacin. These fellas are going to end up in the freezer, but it's 28 days from when you spray Maldacin on them to when you can put them in the freezer. Hey boys, become pork chops. They're probably a little bit big for porkers, but we'll manage. So it's them fed. We'll have to get them some water. We'll let these sheep out. So sheep are on 1 bucket of pellet a day now. When I want to get them in the afternoon, I just feed them a bucket of pellets. We've only got 5 of them left. 3 of them are for the freezer, and then there's a ewe and a ram lamb in them. They usually come straight out, but not sure what I'm going to do with the ewe and ram lamb. A lady contacted me to say she wanted them and has never turned up to pick them up. So we've got to do some fencing if we're going to keep them, because this is kind of intensive for them. but whenever I'm moving pigs, it probably doesn't matter. Yeah, one thing about having multiple different types of livestock, it's always interesting, but it becomes fairly intensive as well. I think you could make a living out of them if you didn't owe any money. On the scale that we're doing it, yeah, you'd be able to keep yourself fed and keep most of your bills paid. But if you've got a big mortgage, a few sheep and a few pigs, it's just not going to cut it. Anyway, that's the trap we all get born into, I guess. All right, I'll get some water for these porkers. So yeah, we are a bit far from the hose. I'm bucketing them water, which is another added little exercise. Funny how they want to lay down when you scratch them. That's their pellet feeder, or what I feed them in pellets. It's not a pellet feeder. Just to keep an eye on what they're wasting as well. Well, we should. What have we got left to do? Let donkeys out. Have a look at the little pigs, the two little pigs in the actual raised garden beds. And I think that's my jobs for the morning. Work out what we're going to do for the rest of the day. Yeah, so the donkeys are in here. I put them to bed every night just to try to get them used to the concept. Get them used to being handled. Okay. They are quietening down quite nicely. Yeah, it would always be good to see them quieten down a little bit quicker, but come on donkeys, out just come. Little whitey, pigeon. We don't have a name for you, do we? The quiet one. She's the one that's quietest. Whitey's self-explanatory. And pigeon has pigeon toes. That doesn't seem to affect her too much. Makes her walk a bit bow-legged. That's them out for the day. They can go out and graze. And we'll go and have a look at these piglets in the raised garden beds. Yes, we've seen the garden beds before. And it is still one of my projects, is to put some shade cloth or a roof of some description over them. In here, there's two piglets. One there and another one just behind him. They're not working at the moment because it's getting quite warm. It's about 8:30, 9 o'clock. It's warming up. So we'll have a look at the work that they have done though. So we had a pumpkin vine in here, quite overgrown. They haven't managed to chew up all the old pumpkin vine, but it looked a lot like that bed there. So they've done a good job in there to start breaking it down. We'll probably put some mulch over the top of that and put them back in there before we plant anything more in there. And up here, they've done an amazing job. So I'll show you this bed. It's ready to plant, and it looked a lot like this bed before they got put in there. So the issue with these two beds is they get the full morning sun, no protection, so whatever we put in there tends to go to seed quite quickly. So we need to give them some shade. On this other end, the western end, we get all of that shading it so it doesn't crop the full western sun, so it grows quite slowly and quite nicely. But yeah, they're doing quite well in there. That one's digging to China. So yeah, I think that's it for our morning run. We shall go inside and have some breakfast ourselves. We've got a package to unbox, which is super cool. It's the first package that I've received in the mail, specifically addressed to Mountain Block Moments from these guys. So we'll go and do that and yeah, see what that looks like. Got to turn the pump off. Remember to turn the pump off. Yeah, pretty glorious day in the shade. The river's quite brown, but it still looks fairly cool and inviting. We may even go down for a swim this afternoon. Yep, turn this pump off and see what else we can come up with.
Yep, rolling.
Righto folks, something that a few people have promised but have never turned up, something in the mail. So, must be doing something right because all the popular channels get stuff in the mail. So, I'll open it and see what we've got. What do they call them? Unboxings?
Something like that.
Yes, straight off the bat. Got a cat, and I know who these people are now. That's a little YouTube channel that I support, or a local guy, a very young fella. Probably not everybody's cup of tea that watches my channel, but yeah, I try to watch his videos and give him a little bit of support. So if you've got a young person in your family or know a young person, they might be into it. I just check in every now and then and, two caps.
Wee!
Yeah, I just check in every now and then and see what they're up to.
What's their channel?
Same dip.
And what are they?
So he's still sort of finding his way. My understanding is it's sort of a kid's dream to become a YouTuber. Every kid's dream at the moment is to be a YouTuber, but they've actually created a YouTube channel. His uncle helps him put stuff together. They don't seem to have really settled in on exactly what they do. They're still trying to find their way, but yeah, great.
Same diff.
Same dip. So there's another envelope here. Might be a...
Hang on. If anybody can hear,
Here we'll get.
I'm being attacked by, not even attacked. The magpie. The pet magpie is wanting to be a part of it all.
Here, come up here.
So it just makes lots of noise, like a small child.
Here, come up here. So, I've got a letter here from them to Mountain Block Moments. Hello, how is your day going so far? I'm the Chief from Same Diff Podcast. We would just like to thank you for taking your time to read this letter. We made you and your wife a hat as a thank you for all your support. We absolutely appreciate it. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to your family. From the Chief and uncle. So the young fella calls himself the chief, and obviously the uncle is self-explanatory. So thank you very much.
Thank
From
you.
Mountain Block Moments to Same Div. We'll catch you on the next one.